Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tachisiwe Goza, and today I have the two best models in Zimbabwe, and not to mention in Bulawayo. So, on my right hand side, I have the former president of Bulawayo Models Association slash director of Truth Models, and not to mention that he is the kid that dominated and terrorized the magazines back in the day as a Miko's model, Kaya Lihle Kaya. And on my left, I have the man himself, Ben Chest. Well, he's also well known in the modeling industry, and he's been the Mr. Zimbabwe Brand Ambassador 2019-2020, and now on the road to be Mr. Africa Continental, which is very huge, by the way, and is also an entrepreneur. So what we're going to be discussing today is modeling really a career? Is a male modeling really something that one can say, this is my job and this is what I do for a living? So the first comment is going to come from my right hand side with Kaya. Kaya, welcome to the Sunday News podcast.
Thank you very much for having me start.
Yeah.
Well, point of correction, I am not a model, I'm a model crew. Anyways.
So you've graduated from
I've exceeded from being a model
nice,
to model crew, but it's okay.
Got the man.
It's okay. Modeling is a career, just like being a doctor, just like being a lawyer. That is why we have modeling schools. That is why we have modeling academies. That is why we go through grooming and training. But now, the problem that we have is the country is stereotyped model is a place of a playground actually.
Oh, okay.
So to a greater extent, it depends on how you enter the industry. Now, when I entered the industry, I had a goal and I achieved my goals. I'm proud to say I'm one of the best models that the city and the country has ever produced. And apart from that, it wasn't a hobby to me, it was a job.
Oh, okay.
I managed to contain an honest living out of modeling, and here I am owning my own academy. Now, at my age, I don't think, no, there's never been a male who's owned a modeling academy before. There hasn't been anyone of my age who's owned an academy, but here I am because I took it as a career. So modeling is a career, but it depends on how you do it.
To the side of Kaya Lihle. Now we're gonna go to Benches. Benches, is male modeling really a thing? Like, can I have my son right now say, okay, ma'am, I wanna grow up and be a model, and be like, no, go ahead, son? Or it's trouble in paradise?
Thank you so much, Star, and thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure.
I would say being a male model is actually a career. It's just that in our environment, especially in Zimbabwe here, there's a lot of gaps in between. If it wasn't for that, I think we'll be at par with other countries, because if you look at countries like South Africa, modeling is actually a job that you can do.
Yes,
like,
very true.
You go to your office in the morning, 8 o'clock, and you knock off at 5, and you get your income, you know. So with Zim, it's not yet on that level, but we are getting there, because what we're doing right now as male models, as an association in Bulawayo, we're saying we want to break that barrier. We want to bring back that opportunity for the younger ones, so that it can be a career for them. Of course, for us, we're to make our means, we're to sponsor our own passion for us to get where we are. But now, what we're saying is we don't want to leave it like that. We don't want our children to face the same problems. We want to break that part and make sure that it is a job for them. You know what I mean? Because, to be honest, it's a vast industry. It's got a lot to take in. There's a lot of gaps. There's a lot of work that hasn't been done. So it's a big fish pond that needs a lot of players there. So some people don't.
Okay, so from your own understanding, what is the reason why male models are not succeeding? I understand. Well, today I'm blessed with two successful former models and current model race. But then other male models, I mean, some of them are struggling. Some of them, they even resort to some silly measures, just being hobos at the end of the day, vagabonds. So I'm saying, why is it that other people are not succeeding?
Okay, the reason why other people are not succeeding is because of one thing. It is lack of funding. You know?
Oh, okay.
Because what you notice, especially in Bulawayo, you find that the girl child has got a higher sponsorship than the boy child. Yeah. Some people I've noticed a lot of people especially when it comes to sponsors, they always think that maybe some models they are perceived as gay people. You know,
also the stigma now.
The stigma now.
Yeah.
You see now. So there's a lot of things involved. So now you find that the boy child has got lesser chances than the girl child. But now the honest truth is that the work is the same.
Okay. So Kaya, this guy is one of the guys that I was looking up to, you know, since from a very young age, and I was asking myself, what can I do to have my son be like him? Kaya, you dominated, you know, at a very young age and everything until you changed and became a model, groomer, choreographer and all, right? So how do we get our kids to be models at a very young age?
I was fortunate. You know, I actually didn't know how to be a model. Say when I was growing up, grade 1 to grade 5, 6, Then when I was grade 7, I used to play soccer. So back in the day, where I grew up, we wanted to register our team, you know, and we had no money.
Yeah.
And the only fundraising plan that was there was to make a pageant. And then we had Mr. and Miss Pelanda. That's when I got to get into the modeling industry. Fortunate enough, talent both the brother to Selambof was one of the judges. He came, I won, and when I won, fortunate enough, he came to me and said, you've got talent, and if you pursue this, you might go somewhere. Well, I didn't understand. Give me, it was just one of those, you know.
Yeah.
Then they called me for classes. Went to classes. Thank God I went to those classes because now I can even speak English. You know, when you grow up, everybody knows you. So I then went to fingers for training. I was good with fingers. In that particular year, that is when there was a face of Mickey's toddlers, right? That is when I was face of Mickey's toddlers.
Oh wow.
And at that time, I got a contract that was 3 years, and that contract made me who I am right now because my parents would vouch for me right now. They have never paid school fees for me from Form 1 to Form 2 because Miklis was taking care of that.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
So that is how it started. And to me, it was just got to be a career from there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Then, you know, when should I say lucky or talent? I don't know whether it's luck or talent.
Yeah,
I don't know. So that is how I got to groomed up until I finished O level, went to A level, still with Meklis. Then economy happened.
Yeah.
Then it dissolved. But I had exposure already, so I could get in here, get it there, get there. I managed to go to SI for my varsity.
Oh,
when I went that side, I did film arts and theatre. So when I got into the film arts and theatre, already I was pushed by the modeling passion.
Oh, that's great. A controversial part right now is people will be like, you called on your podcast, I mean, the 2 models, male models who are successful. Is this a Mohales or Miss D or whatsoever? Because if there's one thing that I know, people assume that you cannot be a male model and not be gay. In as much as that is a stigma, it also has been proven to be true. Like, there's so many gay people in the industry. So, I mean, can you guys help us, you know, that live in that, like, what's happening? So, does it mean you guys are the controversial ones, or you're the ones that society is used to? I'll start with you, Benchest.
To be honest, I would say being a male model is actually bigger than what people perceive. Because I believe that you can't be a male model and you don't become a role model. So for you to do well, you really have to inspire the younger people. So I think as for us, I've been in the game for a long time. So, and for me, it's a passion. It's a passion. It's what I love doing. So I've given it my all. I had so many opportunities of giving up, but I decided, you know what, I'll soldier on until I get to where I want to be.
Okay, but then there's never a time that this industry has influenced you to be gay
Not really.
whatsoever.
No.
Oh.
Never.
Oh, then that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So now, as we go to Kai, unfortunately, you know, the unfortunate part is that we had also called Shadal Noble. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. So now we're gonna take it from Kai, the guy who was also part of, you know, I can say mini billboards and stuff like that, to help us understand how does the commercial, or where does the commercial modeling stand in Zimbabwe? You know, do people get paid? Or it's just a matter of being there and then they just use your picture, they pay you a once-off thing, or what? How does it happen?
We get back to where we started our interview. I told you that when you get into a certain industry, you should know why you are there. Right? We have a lot of aspiring models and a lot of people who call themselves models, right? We have billboards with people who are not paid, people who just want to be on billboards and be seen by people.
Yeah. Right.
And we have a lot of wannabes who do not have discipline.
So you've heard it.